Hey everybody, it's the Naderator here, again with another video. Today we're going to be looking at every LEGO Minions The Rise of Gru set that has been released so far. I really enjoyed Despicable Me, the first movie. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. And I've liked the sequels as well, but the Minions movie wasn't super great. But I've got some higher hopes for this upcoming movie. Now this particular film, it was actually supposed to come out in 2020, so with all of the delays to everything, it was going to come out July 2020. They moved that back actually to July 2021, and they have again recently moved that back to July 2022, so we're still a year out. Now, this is every set that's released so far. They have released images of, I think, 4 other sets, so if I include a poly bag. And those are Bob Minion with robot arms. And so he's got some robot arms, just a simple poly bag, but I think that's a great way, when that does come out, for people to get a LEGO Minion for a low price. There's also Minions in Gru's Lab, the Minion Pilot Training, and the Minions Kung Fu Battle. But today we're going to be looking at ones that are available today on shelves. So first we'll take a look at the set on the left. So this is the Unstoppable Bike Chase, and so it's Gru on his bike. I'll be honest, this set is a little bit of a head scratcher for me, because from the movie trailers there are some scenes with this bike in it. I'm pretty sure it's this bike. This looks like a big rough and tumble, I mean motorcycle, right, with the rockets on the back and the big old wheels. And he's Gru, this is young Gru, but he's barely even big enough to reach the handlebars there. Looking at the trailers, this is supposed to be a normal bike, maybe a bit souped up, but like a bike that you would pedal size, as you can see in the picture here. And that's something LEGO is kind of notorious for doing, and it makes sense. It's fun for kids to play with something that's a lot bigger, has a lot more girth to it. But boy, it is very, very funny to me to see it compared to the movie trailers. And maybe the movie trailer, maybe he soupes up his bike later, but there's just too many similarities. You see this like skull face here. I'm pretty sure this is the movie bike. Taking a look at our 2 minions here, I believe one of these minions is Bob and the other is Stuart. I think LEGO has done a pretty great job with the minions, as we've seen minions before in Despicable Me and the Minions movie. So the way LEGO has done their minion figures is they have done kind of a single piece for the lower body, and so these boots don't come off, they're not posable, but it is just a 2x2 round diameter, and I think it ends up working out pretty well. And then you're able to put some arms that are on Technic pins onto the side of the figure, and then their eyes come off, and they're just 1x1 round tiles, but their head is just one piece with this black molded piece going around it. It does not detach either. And you go ahead and put that on the body. I do think it would be neat if they had made it so you could pose the minion with his head rotated different ways. But overall, I think they did a great job at making something that would fit well within their LEGO system. And you see here, this is a little bit taller, so these guys are not quite the same height. They have the same torso piece, and then the one on the right is just a little bit taller for the cylinder. So if we look at the head pieces here, you can see the one on the right is just a little bit taller, which I think they did a good job at getting some varying height. We'll take a quick look. This minion is from the other set. You can see he's, I believe, Kevin. and he is taller than either of those, so they've done a good job at differentiating height, but their widths are all the same. Now, one thing that when I got this set drove me completely nuts and still drives me a little nuts, Gru is wearing dark blue. Now, if you're familiar with the original movies of Despicable Me, Gru is typically seen wearing what I would describe as black or dark gray. And if you watch the trailer of the Minions: The Rise of Gru movie, I think you would probably come away from that saying that it's the same color, almost the same suit. Maybe a little lighter, but probably you'd say still dark gray. There are some scenes you can see that it is kind of a little bit blue. And I noticed some other toy manufacturers also leaned in on the blue. While some, Funko Pop for example, leaned in onto dark gray. I think I would have preferred a dark gray. I know it's not the adult Gru, it's still young Gru, but I want to be able to make mocks with this guy, and I think a dark gray would have worked for either of them. Hopefully, LEGO will keep the license and be able to go back and make some sets from the older movies. Our next set does have the option to take the tall buildable minion, Kevin, and rebuild him into Bob. So I haven't done that for this review, but pretty much looks very similar with a few differences as far as the eyes, and then some differences on the inside. And we'll just take a quick look at the inside, which is kind of fun. They've got kind of a mobile command center here. It's got a washing machine and tool, banana, looks like a fire extinguisher, another tool, we got a crowbar here, and then it looks like he's got a bunch of plans he's working on, and some computers, different things in there, and then there's some gearing up here that you'll see. So when we rotate him around, if you move the gears, it rotates his eyes, which is kind of a fun feature. Overall, I think that they did a really good job on the shaping of these guys, and kind of fun posability with the arms here as well. And even his fingers are able to move a little bit, so I think they did a really good job with these buildable figures. This is Stuart here, so again, here is Stuart the minifigure, and Stuart and Bob, as a side note, are the two that come in the other set. So you can have those guys kind of match up with their buildable counterparts in the correct overall suits, the generic overall suits that you usually see. Again, he's got kind of a similar thing going on in here. He's got some speakers, it looks like, and some different art going on the walls, and different machinery. He's got some gearing as well, and does the same type of thing, but this time just with one eye, where it rotates it around. And one thing that's interesting from these sets is these are some new pieces, these light gray pieces here. I believe this is a new piece that is kind of designed specifically for this, where you can put his eye in. And these smaller ones, they're actually an interesting dimension because there's a couple new pieces here. So we've got this new piece, which is a 4x4 round, kind of tiled off here. It's kind of nice, but it fits a 3x3 tile, which is also new. Has this eye print on it inside, so it's an interesting new pieces there to help out with the eyes. Overall, I think that these sets are both really fun, and I'm excited to see the rest of the sets come out. I hope LEGO is able to make good sales on this and to continue their license to make some more sets from the original movies. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time.